Hi there, in this video I'll show you how to make a slideshow from a blog article and using free software. So this is what we'll make. So I use these to promote my blog or my website, and you can even make several of these for each blog article. Let's look at the software then. And it's Lumen 5. So you'll need to sign up, but there's no charge to sign up. And then we can go straight ahead and create a video. Now, I've just picked an article at random here to do this with. And what I'll do is copy this URL or the website address. So Control C on that, and I'll go back here, and to start we have to paste it in here. So Control V to paste, and I'll click create. So that's just loading the article, and it's picked out the header, which is 11 tips for beginner photographers. But actually I just want to make it maybe 5 tips. I want to make these short. I make short videos for Facebook and Twitter and other social media just to grab people's attention and get them to come to the article. So what we can do, we can go down here and it will list out the different titles here. So this is the article. We can either just pick out the titles, or we can even pick some of the text. But in this case, I'm just going to look for maybe 5 titles that I find interesting. Or what I could do, if I just select all of them, and I can cut it down to 5 afterwards, the 5 that I like. So I've just picked out the 11 tips there, and I'm just going to delete some that I don't want. So I think keep your camera with you, that's important. I'm going to delete these other 2. Keep your camera with you. Enjoy learning, I think that's important. So we've got 2. Use free resources to learn, that's important. Experiment with the camera settings, learn the rules, take photos regularly, and experiment. So I think I'm going to delete these 2. And I'm left with 5 there. So keep your camera with you at all time, enjoy the learning process, take advantage of free resources, take photos regularly, and don't be afraid to experiment. I'm going to remove the numbers from them because we've just got, we've just got 5. And I'm going to try and shorten them a bit. I just want them to be maybe 3 or 4 words each. So I'm going to get rid of this. Let's say tips for beginner photographers. That's okay. Keep your camera with you at all times. So let's say always take. Always take your camera. I'm just trying to get it down to 3 or 4 words in each one. Always take your camera. Enjoy the learning process. So let's just say enjoy learning. Take advantage of free resources. Let's just say use free resources to learn. That'll do. Take photos regularly. And don't be afraid to experiment. Let's just say keep experimenting. So some of those I've got down to 2 words, and it's good because we can just have that as a title to the different frames that we've got. Let's try that then. So I'm happy with that. Let's go on to the next stage. So I'll click continue. So that took about 30 or 40 seconds, but I just stopped recording while I did that. So what it's done, it's picked out what it thinks suits the text, and it's also highlighted some parts. So we can go ahead and adjust that and change the images, things like that. So we've got here tips for beginner photographers, and I think the highlight's fine, beginner photographers. Let's see if we find a better photo. And what this does, over here we can search on Pixabay for either images or videos. So let's look at photographer and see what we find. Here we've got a video, and sometimes it's an image, but with this software it actually zooms in anyway, so it doesn't necessarily have to be a video. Let's pick this one. I think looks good for this, tips for beginner photographers. I'm going to change this from text into title because I want it to look a bit bigger, and I think I might change the position to the middle at the top. I think that's okay. Let's go to the next one here. Always take your camera. Okay, I like that one. Let's just see if there's anything better. Do a search on camera, and it's always take. So let's see if there's anything else. This one would be okay. I think this one I like the colors. Let's do that one. Let's take a color. I'm going to make it title again. You can also use a quote here if you want, but it doesn't really suit this image anyway, so I'll leave that, and let's just change that position back to the top, I think. Or we've got the last one was at the top. Let's change that one. Let's make it at the bottom, or even at the right. I think the right would, no, I think the bottom. Okay, always take your camera. Enjoy learning. I like this one. I think this is a video, so I like that. We'll just see if there's anything else. I'll just search for learning, and yeah, that one's a video, so I like that. There are some others here, but I'm happy with that one there. I didn't check this one just for, so always take your camera. So I think we'll highlight always here. Let's click on highlight. So always take your camera. Enjoy learning. Let's highlight enjoy. And that's already a title, so that's good. Let's go to the next one. Use free resources to learn. Let's do search for free, see how that works out. Not really. I'm going to do YouTube. I'm going to do a search for, because that's where people learn from. And I think this one looks good. Is there a video here? These are video. No, I'm not that keen on those videos. They don't do much, so I think I'll stick with this one. Use free resources to learn, and that's a title already. It's in the middle at the bottom, and it says free resources, so I'm happy with that one. Take photos regularly. I think this one's okay. Let's just do a search for photos, see if we see something better. I think all those are okay, but I think I'm happy with this one anyway. That looks okay. So let's highlight regularly. I'm happy with that, and keep experimenting. That doesn't really work there, and it's really about photography, so I'm going to go back to photography. Keep experimenting. So maybe that one's a good one. There's a video there, but that's I think that's more about videos. Maybe that one. That one's okay. Anything else we can see? Maybe this one. She's kind of looking at the different settings. I think that's okay. I'm going to make it into a title, make it bigger, and let's highlight experimenting. And I think that's okay. Let's move it on the right there, just so it's different to the one above. Looks good. I think I'm happy with that. All we've got to do now, let's add some music. I like this one funky, so we can, up here we can choose all the different funky music. Well, I think I like this one anyway, the one that I had in the first place. So let's choose that one for it, and let's go to the next one here, which is branding. So that's just to put our name on it. So my logo here, blogpics.com, I might change this for this actual thing and make it go to my photography part of my blog or something, but in this case I'm just showing you. So I'm going to stick with this blogpics.com. If you want to add a different splash screen, then you can upload it. You can put a watermark that will go on the right hand side, but I don't need that. I'm not interested in a watermark. These are only quick videos just to get people interested in the blog. We can change the highlight color, but I'm happy with that. We could change it to yellow maybe. Actually, that looks quite good. So I'll leave that with yellow. And here at the end, if we go down here, you've got a message here. Click learn more to start. And you can change that here if you want. But I'm happy with that. So I'm happy with everything there. And let's click continue. So we've got a preview. Just going to stop that. I'm happy with that anyway. And here you can put this frame above and below, which is good for Facebook, but you wouldn't want that for Twitter, so you can make two versions of it. But if you want the frame, then you can put text at the above it and below it there. And if you don't want the frame, you just click no frame there. You'll get it here 48 pixels, which I think is fine. You can upgrade there and make it bigger. And at the end there's a logo, and you can upgrade to get rid of their logo. That's for Lumen 5, but actually I just get rid of it by cutting it out using some software. So let's keep that frame. I need to put it in there again. Let's just say free images, blogpics.com. That's it, and I'm going to publish that. That'll take about 5 minutes normally. It says here 5 minutes remaining, so I'll come back when that's finished. So that's processed now, and it's this one here, tips for beginner photographers. So I'll click on that, and we can play it. I think that looks really good. That's great for Facebook. We can make another version for Twitter without the top and bottom. If I just play that to the end, it's got this screen at the end which I want to remove. So I'm going to use a program called Shotcut. You can go to shotcut.org and click here to download and just install that in the normal way. So I'll go and download this video. Let's click download, and then I'll open up Shotcut, which I've got open here, and I'll open that file. So click here, open file. I'll go to my downloads and just open that one. I want to edit this, and we edit it in this area underneath. So I'll go to playlist and I'll put it over here. Over here on the playlist, we can add things like images, audio, and other video tracks, and we can edit them and merge them together, things like that. In this case, all we're doing is removing the end of it. I then drag this down to the part here, which is the timeline, and I've just got to find that end part. So I can, if I want, I can use this just to zoom in a bit to make it bigger, and I'll just find that end where this starts. So we got it there. I'm just going to find the, okay, it's there. I think that's where I want it to finish. So I'm going to cut it there, and to do that all you do is click this button here, split. It's then in two parts. I'll click on the final part and click the delete button, and that's it. So at the end here I can play the end. If I click above here I can play from this point. So that's it, it just finishes there. If I like, I can click on this, it puts a red line around it, and click on filters, plus, and I can do this this one, fade out audio. That'll just make it fade out rather than stop suddenly, so we can listen to that. Just fades out the audio at the end. I'm happy with that. That's all we needed to do. Click on export. Look for this one here that says H24 high. We'll just come down there and click export file, and that's it. Let's export that to the downloads folder. Just going to call it it's called Lumen 5, the software. Let's just call it Lumen 5. I wouldn't normally call it Lumen 5, but this is just a test. Up here it tells you the progress, so that's really quick to export, and that's done. Let's have a quick look in the downloads folder, and it was this one called Lumen 5. I can play that. So that's better. At the end it just faded out and we didn't get that Lumen 5 splash screen. So if you enjoyed that or found it useful, please give it a thumbs up, as that will help other people to see it. If you'd like to see other videos about using images and videos in your website or marketing, then please subscribe to my channel. If you've got any comment on this YouTube video, please put it below, or any question. And thanks very much for watching the video. So I'll see you again soon.